Hello guys, and this is a drink review. This right here is Lipton green tea strawberry shortcake. I'll just put up a picture right here. And yeah, let's try it out. I mean, it smells like any other green tea. And I mean, I don't know where the strawberry shortcake part comes from, because it's not really that sweet. And I can barely taste the strawberry, so I mean, I like green tea, so I mean, it doesn't matter. But if you're looking for a strawberry shortcake experience, this is not it. I mean, you could probably enhance it if you had like a strawberry sweetener, and that would probably help like bring out the strawberry flavor of this, but yeah, it's just a average green tea. But that's not what this video is actually about. I've done the blood test. I did it 2 days ago, and the results are in. Yeah, there's not that like big of differences from 2 years ago when I last did it. Like some things have gone up a little bit, something has gone down a little bit. So I mean, there isn't really that. Like the only thing is my iron. I've always had low iron, and that's because I mean I have a bone marrow inflammation, so low iron is a side effect of it. But it has gone down even more. And this is even with me being on a keto diet. I will say that 2 years ago I did take multivitamins that did contain iron. But specifically because I wanted to do this test and to see how keto is affecting me, I've not taken any multivitamin, I've not taken any supplements except for vitamin D, D3, this entire year. Like for 4 months, I've not taken anything, just to see, well, what does the keto diet do? And I went from 11 micromole per liter to 8. So that's below. And this is even with me actually, I'm eating spinach. And at the moment we are doing like, because we saw this like, all right, let's go out and buy some chicken liver and do like a meal of that. So I think that's something I'm gonna do, because I don't eat a lot of liver and all that, but I feel like I'm gonna have to introduce some of that to my diet. So that's something I'll do to try and deal with this. Because I don't know if I will go back to using the multivitamins. I might take one, because this one, like you're supposed to take 2. I might take one every other day, every 3 days, maybe. Maybe that is what I'll do with that one. And then my calcium is just very, very, very slightly high. Like, it doesn't matter. It's so slight. And they didn't test it 2 years ago, so I don't have a reference value of that. Is there any other thing that's like different this time around? I mean, my cholesterol has gone up from 4.9 to 5.6. It's still within the reference value, but it has gone up. My HDL is exactly the same, but this is one thing, my LDL have gone from 3.6 to 4.3. So it's still within the reference value, but just... yeah, and LDL is supposedly like the bad cholesterol. So that's something I'm gonna have to look and see, like in my diet, maybe to see how that works. I mean, obviously, when you are on a keto diet, you're producing all these ketones and all that deal with. But we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna have to do a bit of research into this. But my total cholesterol and all that, it's good. This apollopopre, I don't know, it's some type of protein. Which is, let's see. Yeah, because I mean, this one it's actually slightly better. It used to be 0.92, it's 0.96 now. I've always had a low of this one, ApoA1 and Apo quote. So the quote, like you have to understand, this is in Swedish. I don't know the English terms of that. Has gone up. It was high 2 years ago. It has gone up from 1.2 to 1.3. You're supposed to be less than 1. This has to do with the proteins that are able to like transport cholesterol through the blood and all that. If you have high values of that, there is like an increased risk of heart attacks and all that stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to check in on that. I mean, I've always had high, I had high of this 2 years ago. And that was when I was on, a normal diet and all that. Yeah, and my proteins of that are actually slowly getting up. So, I don't know. I will be giving these, because I've done this through private healthcare. When I visit my doctor, because I'll be visiting him like soon for one of the studies I'm in, I'll give them these test results. My B12 are doing good. Last time I did this, my B12s were very high, but that was because I was doing a test of a B12 supplement. Is a B12 supplement, they do like, because I had low B12, even though I was eating, a normal diet. I wasn't vegan or anything. I had low B12, however. So I was taking these injections of B12. That was 2 years ago. I didn't feel any difference from doing that, so I stopped. And now, on the keto diet, my B12s are fine. They're right in the middle. 480 p-mole per liter. And the reference is 150 to 650. So, my vitamin D. And this is the thing. I have problems with vitamin D. I am on 1,600 IEs of Divison. And 2 years ago, it was at 61 mol per liter. And now it's 66. So it's still within the reference, but it's on the lower side. And I want to get higher in that, like my doctors and all that say, like, that's why I take this, but we don't want to take more because of something you'll see later on. Because taking this high of these do affect other things. Yeah, and my folate, my B9, has actually gone down from 37 to 24. The reference value is that you want to be higher than 7. And yeah, And that is probably because I took supplements. I took like multivitamins. So, and now I don't take, and I'm still. This is why I feel like, do I really want to take these multivitamins anymore? Because I'm still within, like, the diet I'm doing is working when it comes to the minerals and all that. There's just something I have to look at when it comes to the cholesterol and all that. Obviously, this is just a general. I'll talk to my doctor and all that and say that. Are these values of cholesterol that I'm having, is there something with that? Because it's just slightly high. Due to the fact that I'm keto, like, yeah, I'm talking with my doctors. One thing, however, that is really, really interesting to me is that my CRP and sänkan, which has always been high, this is the inflammation thing. I have an inflammation in my bone marrow. It's actually gone down by around 10%. And yeah, the CRP has gone down 10%. And sänkan has gone down around 50% to the point where I'm just a little bit above the reference value, or the high reference value. Yeah, so that to me, like, yeah, I mean, the one thing about the keto diet is that it is like anti-inflammatory, supposedly. And judging by my test results, that seems to be the case. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, all of this is fine, nothing. I mean, I'm just talking about like the differences now from 2 years ago. Because my testosterone is still at 11 mol per liter. The reference value is 8.6 to 29. It's still on the low end, which they say, oh, I mean, I have an inflammation, and men with ME, like, the body's like, don't try to focus super much on producing testosterone, that hormone, because it doesn't really have the energy and all that. So yeah, it's still within the reference. I mean, it's exactly the same. So and these private doctors, they do the same thing, like, for your age and all that, it is a bit low. But like, yeah. So I would like to get it up a bit. But oh well. My PSA, however, is 0.71 micrograms per liter. You want to have less than 2. And my luteinized hormone, I think, luteiniserade hormoner, LH, is at 4.5 E per liter. The reference is 1.7 to 8.6. Oh god. And that is okay, which is the from hypophysen. Is that a hypo something in the brain? It says that something hypophysen in the brain that stimulates könshormon, like the sexual hormone, not sexual. Yeah, people who know, you know what that is. It controls the testosterone production and the testicles and all that. Yeah, and it's okay. It's right in the middle. So that's probably why they're not that worried about the testosterone at the moment for me, even though it is on the low side for my age, because my hormone that controls that is actually completely fine. My glucose is fine. It's 4.7 nmol. Oh no, yes, it's 4.7 per liter. The reference is 4.2 to 6. I mean, I'm on a keto diet, so makes sense. I would have low glucose. My HbA1c, which is the long time sugar, right? Yes, it's the long time one. Yeah, it has actually gone up a little bit, from 28 to 29, and the reference is 27 to 42. Yeah, and my glucose 2 years ago was at 5. So I've always had good like glucose levels and all that. I mean, I don't eat super much sugar and all that stuff, so yeah, not much of a difference there. Yeah, and the T4, which is the hormone in the sköldkörtel, what is that called? Thyroid. It's gone up a bit, but it's still within the reference. It was at 16, it's now at 18. The reference is 22 to 20, 12 to 22. So, yeah, that's pretty much like the things that are like that stands out from before. I mean, I guess my a lot, it used to be high, it's now within reference, that's something. And my assault, it used to be high and now it's within reference. So those are two. It's something with enzyme, right? Yes, it's an enzyme and all that. Yeah, and I used to have high of them. They have actually gone down to normal high. So that's actually something that's also very interesting, because when you have an autoimmune disorder, they tend to be high, which I have an autoimmune disorder. But they've gone down. So good news. Good news. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's what I have to like talk about. So far, I would say the keto diet is good news. Because the keto diet is the only thing at the moment that I'm doing for my problems. Because I'm not taking any medicine and all that. And the only thing that I have prescribed is the vitamin D3s that I take, because I have so low otherwise. So I'm gonna keep taking them, because they do help. Even though I'm still in the lower end, when I didn't take these supplements, it was super low. I feel like the multivitamins I might stop taking altogether, or I might take like one every 3 to 4 days for as long as I have this, at least. Because I mean, this is one that I bought, that I had like last year, and I mean, it's like half the can left, so I feel like I might as well use that up. Take one every 3 or 4 days, and then when that is over, I'm probably not gonna take. Yeah, and the reason why I'm not on oxycodone, I'm not taking oxycodone like regularly or anything, and this whole year I've taken like 5 milligrams from time to time when I felt like the pain is really, really intense. But it doesn't help. That's a problem. Like I don't want to take like high dosage. So I'm fine with just taking a small dosage of it, just to like lower the pain from like a 9 to an 8 or an 8 to a 7. Like, all right, if I can just lower it a little bit, that's fine. But I mean, I think I've taken maybe 30 or 40 tablets this entire year in 4 months. So it's probably less than that. Yeah, it's probably less than 40 this entire year. So, and that has to do with I'm on these 2 studies at the moment. Yeah, I mean, that's it. The keto diet is seeming to do, if you're just looking at the blood test, seems to do okay.